Hey guys! Yes, I know I haven't uploaded anything creative to this channel in like 10 years, so here I am, I'm back. Sorry for the long hiatus. As you can probably tell from the title and the thumbnail and everything, I don't even know what the thumbnail's going to be, but I assume it's relevant. I am single, and I have been single now for 2 years. So much loneliness. And as of very recently, I'm also once again unemployed. Unemployment dance? No, I really don't have a dance for that, I don't know. I don't know what the unemployment dance would be. Anyway, when you want something in your life and it doesn't happen, or it hasn't happened for a while, you tend to lower your standards. And this can be a good thing in some situations, but not all the time. One thing I did... My laptop made a noise. One thing I did during being single was to download Tinder and use that. I'm not saying that people shouldn't do that, but I did not like Tinder. It did not work for me. There were too many fuckboys. It was too impersonal. Everyone was much too vanilla. Dad, if you're watching this, don't Google that, okay? Just don't. And it did not work out, and I ended up deleting the app from my phone because it was unsuccessful. Now, I've since heard people go, oh, but get plenty of fish, that's so much different, blah, blah, blah. And honestly, I've had that as well, and it isn't much different. That happens in employment as well. I used to use childcare websites to try and find jobs, and I told a colleague that I wasn't getting very much, and she said, you should pay £20 a month for the premium version, you'll get loads of job offers. Well, I paid £20 a week for the premium one, and I did not get loads of job offers. It was a complete rip-off. All it meant was that you could contact more people with it, but it did not mean that I was likely to get anything. And it's the same with employment websites as dating websites. People go, oh, use this one, it'll be great, great things will happen, and it's just a different website or a different way of doing things. It doesn't necessarily get you any further than any other method of doing things. So in the past, I decided to stop with the nursery work. It wasn't for me. I wanted to do nannying. And I did nannying for a while, but it took me a long time to get there. I was on job seekers. I said no to nursery work because I thought they'd make me dye my hair or take out my piercings or whatever. I thought it would be very restrictive. They might not want me, or I just didn't like being in a system like that, you know, I like my freedom, whatever. So it took me a while to find a nannying job, and then I did a couple of nannying jobs that didn't really work out. I guess freedom isn't all it's cracked up to be, or whatever. And then the next time I was unemployed, I just went for anything that I was qualified to do. I said to the agency people, look, these are my skills, help me, find me something. The first job they found me was a nursery, which I previously would have turned down, but I went and applied and got the job. It was the first job they got for me, and I got the job straight away. They really liked me and I really liked the job, and so in that respect, lowering my standards or changing my standards was the best thing I did. Because if I hadn't lowered my standards, I would be looking for a nannying job, and I could have found a nannying job I didn't like, or I could still be unemployed now, but either way I wouldn't have found that job, and that job was great. It's a shame it didn't work out. Lowering standards when it comes to people and dating and relationships and such can be different because you're dealing with your heart and your body and all those kind of things, so obviously it's not good to do anything bad and put yourself at risk. I'm just going to say that now, that should be obvious, but I'm going to say it anyway. Lowering your standards when it comes to looking for a person can mean a couple of things. Best case scenario, you could find a lovely person who their looks aren't usually what you would go for. That's just life, and looks aren't everything, but that is something that could happen. You might have to compromise on the looks, and I will talk about appearance in a minute. Worst case scenario, which unfortunately is more common, or in my experience it is that you find someone, either online or real life, either online or in real life, who doesn't respect women, doesn't respect you, sends loads of messages, you know, send pics, those kind of people. I do not have time for those kind of people. Compromising on the looks is one thing because, like I said, looks aren't everything, but if lowering my standards would mean going for someone like that, absolutely no. I do not want to associate with fuckboys at all. They are not even on my radar. But Amy, I hear you ask, why is it so hard for you to find someone? Well, it's because I'm not conventionally attractive. Let's just get that out of the way. You don't have to comment going, oh, you're so pretty. I mean, you can, but that has something to do with it. Looks are important to a degree. They're not everything, but looks are important. Now, I am in a situation where the people I go for, if you know my taste, you know this is true. The people I go for are very attractive. Like, seriously attractive. And I obviously want to date someone who I'm attracted to, who I find attractive, but I don't want someone to feel that way about me. That's just something I need to fix about myself, that I need to work out in my own mind, that I want someone to look at me and see me for who I am, and my looks not to be an issue, or not to be like a boundary, not to be something that would affect the relationship, but in my mind, I can't do that for them. And I know that that's hypocritical. Obviously, I would lower my standards for appearance a little bit. I'm not saying you have to look like this guy. I'm not completely unrealistic. But if I'm not attracted to the person, it isn't going to happen. I'm not saying you'd have to be looking like Dan or Phil or Charlie XCX or whoever. Or Genevieve Padalecki. I'm not saying you would have to look like that. I'm not saying you have to be like a gorgeous model, but you would have to be attractive to me in some way. Because if I'm not attracted, then it's not going to happen. But then I would want them to like me, and like regardless of how I look, and not let my appearance put them off. So that's something that's something that's hypocritical about me that I need to fix, and that I'm working on. In life, you want to find someone who's got the personality and a bit of looks as well, and everything's fine, but I don't know, like, it's really hard to find someone like that. Hello? Except you, Pikachu, because you're gorgeous. Say hello. Oh, fine. He rescued me from a spider earlier, but then he lost the spider, so it might be here somewhere. But anyway, yes, it's hard to find someone who's completely perfect, and sometimes you do have to compromise. Do you like playing with the duvet? Yes, you do. In a way, dating is like Pokemon. To be specific, dating is like Pokemon Go. In life, you want to find that Pikachu, or Squirtle, or maybe even a Mew. But all you find is Rattata. Rattatas are everywhere, whether it's in the form of, I don't know, someone who doesn't really respect women, whether they're the wrong age for you, whether they live too far away, whatever. There are Rattatas everywhere. Sometimes you might catch a Zubat and they exhaust you. They're very crazy, they're very unpredictable, they seem a bit evil, and after that experience you might not want to do any Pokemon hunting for a while, and that's fine. But not all Pokemon are Zubats. Not all Pokemon are Zubats, or Rattatas or Pidgeys. And you may have to sift through a lot of those, but one day you will find your Mew. I hope you enjoyed that and it made you smile. I am okay. This was meant to be a silly video. I'm not feeling horrible about being single or the way I look or anything like that, so you don't have to worry about me. I'm going to look for a new job now and make plans for the weekend because I'm going to a birthday party. Also, I do have new material for my board, but I haven't printed it off yet because I'm lazy. So I'll be doing that soon, and good luck in Pokemon hunting, whether metaphorical or otherwise. Bye! So getting on to why it is so on the subject, what am I doing with my hands? So on the subject of why it is hard to find somebody, what am I even saying? He's looking at me, the cat's looking at me. He's putting me off. In a way, I can't keep a straight face now. Rattatas. Rattatas. They're everywhere. Rattatas. They're everywhere.